All right, John Rothstein back here on the Tim Brando Show, nationally simulcast, CBS Sports Network, College Sports Nation, Sirius XM, Channel 91. College basketball season right now in the home stretch. VCU is 22-6 in their first year in the Atlantic 10, and their head coach joins us now. He is Shaka Smart. Shaka, there's a lot of times during the year where coaches feel like they're at the fastest pace on the treadmill. Where do these next few weeks rack up in terms of that speed that the coaches live day in, day out?
Definitely that time of year. We're excited about the opportunities ahead these next few weeks. And, hey, let's face it, you want to be playing big games this time of year. It beats the alternative, and that's exactly where we are.
Shaka, this is VCU's first year in the Atlantic 10. We talked many times in the offseason about how this was a great opportunity for the guys on your team to get more exposure, to play against higher-level competition. What differences do you see in your team at this time of year as you begin to enter the month of March versus your first 3 years on the job when you were competing in the CAA?
Not so much a difference on our team. It's more a difference in who we're playing. Night in and night out, the competition is better. So I think the adjustment that our guys have made is just understanding that, hey, first of all, we've got to turn the page quickly after a game and get ready for the next opponent. And, we better be locked in. We better be physically, mentally, and emotionally ready for that game.
2 years ago, you led VCU to the Final Four, and, the one difference that we're really starting to see right now is, your perimeter defense has gotten a little bit better each year that you've been on the job. How is maybe this team different than the team 2 years ago that went to the Final Four in terms of personnel and the way that they can get after the opponent on defense?
Yeah, this is a much better pressing team that we have now, and just a more aggressive team overall defensively. Offensively, we're actually scoring more points than we did that year, but we don't have Jamie Skeen, who we had that year, who's just so terrific inside-outside threat. And we don't have quite as many shooters as we had in that team. We had 6-7 guys that could really, really stretch the defense. So, this year's team, I think, better overall defensively than we were 2 years ago. We've had our moments offensively, and if we can continue to get better there, I think we got a chance to do some great things.
VCU head coach Shaka Smart joining John Rothstein here on the Tim Brando Show, nationally simulcast, CBS Sports Network, College Sports Nation, Sirius XM, Channel 91. The Rams, 22-6, have made a big statement in their first year in the Atlantic 10, and VCU will host Butler at high noon on Saturday. Shaka, this game obviously has built-in storylines with you and Brad Stevens. You played 2 years ago at the Final Four. Brad and you have both told me that you two have become good friends over the past couple of years. How regularly do you talk to Brad, and how ironic is it that the styles in which you two have had success have been vastly different?
Well, we last year we talked quite a bit. This year we talked a decent amount over the first few months of the season, but haven't talked as much now, that we're in the midst of league play and it's coming down the stretch here. But just a guy that I have unbelievable respect for. Obviously what he's done speaks for itself, but I think even beyond that, the way he goes about what he does, I think is really classy. He's all about his guys and moving them forward, which is what coaching is about. And I'm flattered when people compare us, because he's a great guy to be compared to.
Butler is a team that's been able to stay consistent nationally because of their physicality and their half-court defense. The physicality in the front lines of the Atlantic 10 are an adjustment for any team who gets into the league. Now, you have been in a situation where you've stayed with the same approach by playing a smaller four-man. What made you stay with that same approach? And why do you think that it would be successful? And it obviously has been with Travion Graham at the 4 in the Atlantic 10.
Well, what our guys have done a nice job of is just understanding that, hey, there's going to be a level of physicality in order for us to play through that. We're going to need to match that. And, as you know, John, we play small for the majority of the game. So, our guards and our perimeter guys really have to, at times, play bigger than they are. And I think, we've struggled at times with that, and other times we've done a really nice job. Our Xavier game on Saturday, I was really proud of the way our guys fought and rebounded because, you're talking about playing against a big physical team, and our guys hung in there and won the battle on the glass.
Final thing, we're all looking for X factors at this time of the year. And, to me, Melvin Johnson is VCU's version of a volcano because he can erupt at any time. He didn't have a great game against Xavier, but there's been games this year where Melvin has given your team a lift off the bench offensively. How paramount will he be if you guys hope to achieve what I know you hope to achieve coming down the next 4 or 5 weeks?
Well, I think you're exactly right. He can be like a volcano, and he really can be a guy that lifts our team. We've been able to have success at times where he's not playing his best, but when he is, we're a lot more likely to have success. So it's not that he has to have a phenomenal game for us to win, but it definitely really helps. And I think that could be said for Rob Brandenburg as well, and Troy Daniels. I think between the three of those guys, if we can have two of them or even three of them playing at a pretty good level, then that makes us a much, much harder team to deal with.
Shaka, thanks for a couple minutes today. I know this is an extremely busy day and time for you. Good luck against Butler and throughout the rest of the season. You guys have definitely enhanced the product of the Atlantic 10, which has been, one of the more joyful leagues to cover this year in college hoops. So good luck on Saturday and throughout the stretch.
Thanks, John. Appreciate you, and look forward to seeing you soon.
You got it. VCU head coach Shaka Smart, the Rams 22-6. 10-3 in the Atlantic 10, and they will be playing Butler high noon on Saturday as we get set right now for what I believe is the best time in college basketball. And this is where you start to get excited because we are 18 days, again, not that anybody's counting, away from Selection Sunday, and we will be in a situation where each day something else is going to change. And if